On a bright morning in South Florida, a car slows down as it approaches the gated entrance of a neighborhood. A guard checks the list, lifts the barrier, and the vehicle rolls forward onto streets lined with polished lawns and carefully planned homes. Inside the walls, children ride their bikes in safety, and parents walk along wide sidewalks toward a cafe where neighbors gather over coffee. The community feels calm and organized, with every corner maintained as if it were part of a private resort. For many families, this routine is a source of comfort. Here they find quiet streets, private amenities, and the assurance that daily life will remain predictable. Outside the gates, life carries its usual noise, traffic, and unpredictability. But behind the walls, the atmosphere is designed to feel different. This contrast is why more Americans are drawn to communities like this. They are willing to pay higher fees and follow strict rules in exchange for stability, privacy, and a lifestyle that feels secure. But why has living behind walls become such a strong choice for so many households today? To understand, the story begins decades ago in the suburbs of America. In the late 1960s, families were leaving crowded cities in search of more space, cleaner air, and a sense of safety. New neighborhoods appeared on the edge of towns, with wide driveways, larger homes, and fences that separated one yard from another. It was during this period that entire communities began placing gates at their entrances. The walls were not only physical barriers, but also symbols, promising order and peace at a time when many people felt uncertain about the world outside. By the 1970s, Florida in particular became a destination for retirees. Tens of thousands moved south each year, attracted by lower taxes and warm winters. Developers saw the demand and began building communities designed to meet these expectations, complete with golf courses, swimming pools, and quiet streets reserved for residents. For those who moved in, life behind the gates represented more than just a new address. It was a lifestyle built on predictability and comfort, where neighbors shared similar goals and where the outside world felt distant. The idea of a gated community had taken root, and what started as a simple solution for a few families would grow into something much larger in the decades ahead. Today, inside many gated communities, life is designed to feel effortless. On a weekday morning, residents step out of their homes and walk down clean sidewalks toward a clubhouse where a cafe serves fresh coffee and light breakfast. A short drive away, golf carts glide across bright green courses, while others head to a fitness center that stays open around the clock. Children swim in pools where lifeguards watch closely, and parents join neighbors at shaded patios that overlook manicured gardens. For residents, the appeal is not only about luxury, but about predictability. They know the grass will be cut, the roads maintained, and the surroundings kept in order without their direct effort. Behind the walls, daily life is shielded from unexpected disruptions. This sense of control, combined with access to private amenities, has made gated communities a strong attraction for families, retirees, and even young professionals. It is a lifestyle built to reduce uncertainty and to provide a steady rhythm in a world that often feels unpredictable. Yet this convenience does not come without conditions, and those conditions begin with cost and rules that every resident must follow. Behind the gates, every lawn that is trimmed, every pool that sparkles, and every road that stays smooth is paid for through monthly fees. Homeowner associations, or HOAs, collect these fees, which can reach thousands of dollars each year depending on the size of the community and the range of amenities. In addition, many of the more exclusive neighborhoods require mandatory memberships for golf or country clubs, with initiation costs that can rise well above $100,000. The price is not only financial. Living in a gated community means agreeing to rules that shape even the smallest details of daily life. The color of a house may be restricted to a limited palette. The number of cars parked on a driveway can be capped. Short-term rentals, such as vacation stays, are often prohibited altogether. For residents, these rules are not optional. They are enforced to preserve the look, order, and value of the neighborhood. It is a paradox that in a country known for personal freedom, these communities often impose the most rigid controls over private property. Yet despite these costs and restrictions, the demand continues to rise. The question is, who are the people willing to accept these terms in exchange for life behind the gates? In the beginning, the answer was simple. Many of the earliest residents were retirees, People who had worked for decades and were looking for quiet streets, warm winters, and a golf course just minutes from their doorstep. For them, the Gates promised stability at a stage of life when comfort was the highest priority. Alongside them were golf enthusiasts who valued access to private courses and the prestige that came with belonging to a club few could enter. Over time, the profile of residents began to change. Families seeking the best schools moved in, drawn by districts with top ratings that were often linked to these neighborhoods. Wealthier buyers treated these homes as second or even third properties, using them as vacation retreats or seasonal residences. Then came the pandemic, which triggered a wave of corporate relocations and remote work. Suddenly, young professionals who once lived in crowded cities began purchasing homes in these gated communities, seeing them as safe places to live and work while enjoying resort-like amenities. What started as an enclave for retirees and golfers has evolved into a diverse mix of households, from established families to ambitious newcomers. But this choice is not just about lifestyle. For many, moving inside the Gates is also about making a financial investment in the future. In these neighborhoods, homes are not only places to live, but assets that carry a steady premium. A house purchased for just over $1 million a few years ago might now be listed for nearly twice that amount, with buyers competing to enter before prices climb higher. On average, properties in gated communities sell for 5 to 10% more than similar homes outside the walls, and in the most exclusive enclaves, the difference can reach 15 to 20%. This advantage does not stop at the initial purchase. Over time, appreciation rates in many gated communities have outpaced the national average, turning them into reliable vehicles for building long-term wealth. For investors and homeowners alike, the Gates represent more than fences. They symbolize a form of protection for both lifestyle and capital, preserving value in ways that other neighborhoods often cannot. To live here is to buy into the promise of stability, where the environment is carefully managed and where resale potential remains strong. It is this combination of comfort and financial return that makes the choice so compelling. Yet the meaning of these walls goes beyond price and profit. They also shape the social fabric of the communities inside, bringing both benefits and challenges. For many residents, the benefits are clear. The Gates provide a sense of security, where children can play freely in parks without parents worrying about strangers passing by. Neighbors build strong networks through community clubs, weekend events, and shared spaces that foster a sense of belonging. Homes often hold their value better than those outside the walls, reinforcing the belief that living here is both safe and financially wise. Yet alongside these strengths lie shadows. The uniform appearance of houses and the controlled environment can mean less diversity in the people who live there. Children may find their friends limited to those who share the same background, with fewer opportunities to meet peers from different walks of life. Some adults describe a sense of isolation, where the outside world feels distant and daily life turns inward. The very walls that keep things orderly can also keep people apart, creating a separation that goes beyond property lines. This dual nature, of comfort and restriction, of community and isolation, defines much of the gated experience. And despite these concerns, these neighborhoods are not fading. They are adapting, reshaping themselves to remain relevant in a changing society. In many new developments, the idea is no longer just to build homes behind walls, but to create entire worlds within them. Residents can dine at restaurants without leaving the neighborhood, work out in modern gyms, relax at spas, or even attend community events, all steps away from their front doors. This approach encourages people to spend more of their lives inside, transforming the community into a bubble where daily needs are fully met. Developers have also begun combining gated areas with master-planned communities, creating larger districts that attract a wider mix of households. These new designs offer more variety, blending families, young professionals, and retirees into the same environment. Older neighborhoods, too, are evolving, adding social spaces like community centers, outdoor plazas, and gathering spots where residents are encouraged to interact. The goal is not only to provide safety and order, but also to foster a sense of belonging strong enough to keep people engaged. In this way, the walls are being redefined. They no longer simply divide inside from outside, but instead frame a lifestyle that is meant to feel complete on its own. For many Americans, gated communities are no longer just places to live. They have become symbols of a changing way of life, where stability, convenience, and community are combined into one vision of the future. These neighborhoods tell a story about the kind of life Americans hope to build, and they will continue to evolve, shifting little by little to match the desires of those who choose to live within their walls. Yet the reality remains that this vision is not open to everyone. The costs and restrictions make it a choice available mainly to those with the means to afford it, reminding us that behind the promise of comfort lies a boundary that not all can cross. In the end, these walls stand not only as lines dividing inside from outside, but as markers of the wealth gap that shapes American life. They are a reminder that while gated communities may represent comfort and security, they also define the economic boundaries of modern America.